You can't be a king and call yourself Popsy Dinkums. It's the law. Down to the usurper! So here's the thing. Upon cleaning out my attic, I discovered not one but 2 copies of this book, which means that it's been up there for my entire life and I'm only finding out about it now. I'm crushed. Carbonel by Barbara Sleigh was first published in 1955 and was a huge hit on BBC's Children's Hour. This book tells the story of Rosemary, an ordinary little girl who finds herself by chance being the owner of a magical witch's broomstick and a large black cat called Carbonel. She discovers that whenever she is holding the broom, she can understand what Carbonel is saying and learns that he is the heir to the cat kingdom. But the previous owner cast a spell on him, making him her slave. And the only way the spell can be broken is if Rosemary brings specific magical items together and breaks the spell. And then and only then can Carbonel return to the Cat Kingdom throne and reclaim it from the usurper, Popsy Dinkum. Down to the usurper! Popsy Dinkums was owned by Mrs. Pemberbury Parker, a wealthy lady who covered him in all the love, treats and squishy cushions that he could ask for. But Popsy Dinkums could not stand the humiliation of being an adorable, pampered kitty, because toxic masculinity is also a thing in the cat world, apparently, and yearned to be recognised as the badass alley cat that he saw himself to be and rule the cat kingdom with an iron fist. Iron paw. Iron toe beans. Because little kitty toe beans are so cute. I happen to own not one but 2 black cats.
This is Hodor. He's afraid of everything, especially the Hoover. He spends all his days sleeping in this tiny little ball, which is the cutest thing ever. He's not interested in taking the throne of anything, unless it's got meat jelly on it. This is Shadow. She's 20 years old. She's retired now, but she used to be a really fierce warrior queen. Like, back in her day, she would send tomcats that were like 3 times her size packing with their tails between their legs. Because that is how badass she is. But she's retired now and she just sleeps all the time.
But getting back to the book for a second. Rosie and her friend John set out to collect the magical items in order to free Carbonel from the dreadful spell so that he can reclaim the throne from Popsy Dinkums. You can't be a king and call yourself Popsy Dinkums. It's the law. Unless you're like king of cupcakes or something. The book is more about the mystery and the search for these magical items rather than the actual magic itself, which I thought was a bit disappointing. These are 2 quite young children who find themselves the owners of a magical broomstick and a cauldron. You would think that a minimum amount of mayhem would happen, but it doesn't. There's one scene where John is flying around the living room on the broom and they forget to tell the broom that it needs to stop, so he just keeps going round and round. There's also a scene where Rosemary conjures up china for a tea shop, but that's it really. And I was really hoping for a book about a young witch discovering the potential of her powers, but okay. I was also really sad when the broom got burnt at the end of the book. I thought that was very unfair, but I did genuinely enjoy this book. I love the freedom that the children are given, that their parents and guardians just trust them to go and spend an afternoon in London just doing their thing. I do very appreciate reclaiming black cats as the feline wonders that they are, because black cats rule the world. Let's be honest, like, cats rule the world, but black cats in particular. I'm not arguing with anyone about this, that's just the way it is. I really enjoyed the references to classic literature. We got some Sherlock Holmes thrown in. I am nothing if not a Sherlock Holmes superfan. Get your kids reading Sherlock Holmes now. It's an order. It's also nice to have a positive witch, just a little girl with playing around with magical powers. I know that like today it's pretty common to have positive witches in stories, but this is a children's book from 1955. And overall, this book is super, super sweet. There are 2 sequels, Carbonel and Calidor and The Kingdom of Carbonel, which I have ordered, so I'll tell you all about them when I get them. So read this book, buy this book for your kids, read it to your kids, read it to your grandma. It's super, super sweet and fun. That was Carbonel by Barbara Sleigh. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what your favourite book was when you were a kid, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.